I'm back. Time for us to continue from where we left off, shall we? Here's a short but quick question. Do you really hate when some unwanted guests have to enter your own space? Of course, I do. In fact, I deal with them all the time. No matter whether it's spooky season or not. Whether it would be spiders, crows, bugs, or even bats. Those critters just like to hang around the mansion, don't they? Let me tell you something, though. Dealing with those critters was never an easy task from my end. I learned that the hard way one night in 1895, in the middle of my sleep.
Spider! WraithNado! Help!
Hey, what are you doing in that room in the middle of the night? I thought Joe was in bed.
There's a spider in my room, and it was about to bite me!
A spider, eh? Let me into your room for a moment so that I can take care of the problem. Where is it? Alright then, let me take care of it for you. Got it. Thou shalt be able to sleep in peace again now that the spider is gone.
Wow! Thanks.
No problem. Now get to bed. We have an important job to do tomorrow.
An important job tomorrow? Alright. Whatever it is, I hope it doesn't involve more of this mess.
It won't. We're doing stuff in my haunted lab, which I'll need your help for. Anyways, good night. I'm going back to bed.
Good night.
Thought it was just that one spider that woke him up in the middle of the night? Think again.
Oh no!
Again? What's wrong now?
There's more of them!
Let me guess. More spiders.
Yes.
That room of ours must not be working to keep those bugs at bay. I guess we're going to have to deal with this the hard way.
How?
Watch and learn. There we go. Caught them. Maybe I can use these in my haunted lab later.
Thanks for dealing with those spiders again, WraithNado. What are you going to do with those spiders, though?
Simple. We shall use them to strengthen our powers when I get the other ingredients needed for the special recipe.
Special recipe?
You heard me. I'll talk more about that later. But for now, that shall take care of it. No more spiders.
Phew. Thank you. At least I can finally have a peaceful sleep here for the rest of the night.
So can I. Now, time for bed. Good night, Jacko.
Good night, brother.
That had to be one really irritating night for me. At first, one spider, and then multiple of them appearing at once. But what happened to those spiders that I managed to capture in that cage? Those I used for a special potion I was working on in my haunted lab recently, which you shall see more about later. About 45 years later, we were doing a mini bonfire in our backyard, cooking our favorite spooky s'mores during that night. Of course, I figured we would like the ghost-shaped marshmallows on the s'mores the best.
These s'mores have to be the best.
They sure are. Besides, I bought some ghost marshmallows for a bonfire tonight because I thought they would fit well with the spooky season.
That makes sense. Anyways, I wonder when our marshmallows should be done cooking.
They should be ready to be used for our s'mores shortly. We just need to wait a little bit longer before... Oh wait, thine is already finished. There we go. Cooked to perfection.
But how come mine isn't done yet? I've been cooking it on this fire for 5 minutes and nothing has happened to this marshmallow ever since. Maybe I should move this a little deeper into the fire.
Going deeper into the flames with the marshmallow and its stick? Big mistake. My brother had learned that the hard way the first time he tried that.
Ah! Fire! Get the water!
I'll get it. Hold on.
No! My marshmallow!
There we go. I think those should have just moved closer to the fire, not go deeper in.
You're right. Perhaps I should try that with the next marshmallow. My previous marshmallow already got burned.
Need a new marshmallow? No need to worry. Let me replace that for you. There. Don't go too deep in that fire this time, okay? I really don't want to have to deal with a second accident.
Understood.
Great. Now, like I said earlier, try moving the stick closer to the fire. It might work better instead of going deeper in.
Wow. It worked.
See? I told you that would be better than going deeper into the flames. That was a close call for me. Good thing my brother didn't intentionally throw the stick onto the ground. If he did so, the end result could have been much worse. I know I went a little off topic there with the burned marshmallow incident we went through, but that shouldn't matter. However, not long after that, we heard something that absolutely annoyed us for a while.
Oh my, this is so loud! Who is making those noises?
Good question. It seems that if it could be coming from one of the trees we still have. Wait right here, and keep an eye on our fire. I need to have a look at one of the trees for a few minutes. Just as I thought. Bats.
Real bats?
Bingo. Look closely at this tree and see for yourself.
Wow, that's a lot of bats. I wonder why they're all in that one tree. And why they're all screeching so loud to the point I can't tolerate it further.
My guess is that it has something to do with that vampire dragon that attacked us a while ago. But I can't confirm this just yet.
You mean... On second thought, maybe we should just get inside before something else tries to eat us.
I suppose so. But before I do, I need to find out how to get these bats off of that tree. I wonder if these bats are hungry.
For us?
No, they're probably starving in that tree. That means I just have to feed them. There's some small ants below us that I can use as food for those bats.
Ants? Let me see them. Wow, there are so many ants here. How are you going to feed them to the bats?
Simple. I'll just scoop them up in a container and slowly lure the bats into it. Watch. That should do it. Now we wait until tomorrow to see if the bats fly away. Let's get to bed.
Alright. Good night, little vampires!
The screeching continued overnight, all night long. By the end of that night, we would assure that those tiny little vampires would stop screeching and relocate to the tree where I hung up the bucket of ants. Unfortunately, however, this didn't go to plan. The next morning, the screeching stopped. I went outside to check on the same tree where the bats once were. And guess what? Just when I thought they had left, they were still hanging onto the tree sleeping. At that point, I wasn't sure about what I could do except to move the bucket of ants to a tree closer to them. After finding the bucket that I hung last night, I cleaned it out and scooped up some fresh ants for the bats to eat. I then hung that bucket onto another tree, this time in closer proximity to the tree where the bats were hanging. After that, I went back inside to continue my regular day. Another day passes, another night of irritating bat screeches later. The bats are still hanging on the same tree as before. At that point, I figured something was wrong.
They're still here?
Yup, it doesn't seem to matter how close I move that bucket towards the tree. The bats still want to hang on the tree.
What do we do now? Destroy the bats?
I wouldn't do that. Those tiny vampires have been beneficial to our town for a long time now. It wouldn't be right to simply destroy them.
It's not?
Of course not. Such a death to that bat colony could be enough to destroy our town's own ecosystem. Besides, whomever is causing these bats to stay here is what we shall destroy, not the bats themselves.
I understand now. But who even is causing this to happen over these past few nights anyways?
That we'll have to find out for ourselves. First, we'll need some bait.
Why not use some of the meat we have in the fridge? That might draw in whomever that culprit is.
Good thinking. Grab some from the kitchen and place the meat in a bucket while I clean that out again.
Sure thing. Got some.
Perfect. Now place it in the bucket and then I'll put it by the tree where the bats are at.
There we go.
Thank you. Now we work. In the meantime, want to go for a walk around the neighborhood? After that, we can have another bonfire tonight.
Might as well.
Alright then. What are you waiting for? Let's begin walking around the neighborhood now while we can. At first, following our walk, we thought that nothing would change with our batting situation, as every time I placed bait in another tree to keep the bats from re-entering our backyard tree, the bats would never leave, no matter what. But when we returned that night, something new happened. What's wrong?
Am I not the only one hearing something off with these noises?
What noises? They're probably just those bat noises from the past 2 nights.
You sure? I don't think that's the case this time.
Really? You have to be kidding me.
Oh, zombies!
Seems like the real reason why the bats were screeching at us over the past few nights was because of these zombies. We need to deal with these zombies at once. Get ready. just as I suspected. It's a good thing we got rid of all the zombies in time. Otherwise, we would have to spend another entire night dealing with those annoying screeches.
Agreed. At least we can finally get the chance to rest in peace for once. Are we doing s'mores again tonight, now that the bats have fled?
I suppose we can do so again tonight. This time, this shall be so much more peaceful than the one we did from 2 days ago. Grab the marshmallows. Let's get cooking. Alas, after 2 endless nights of bat screeches, a bonfire, and most importantly, our nightly sleep, is finally back at peace, for now. Yet, we would never know when... Uh-oh, it seems like the flood alarm has gone off. I'd better see what's going on in the basement ASAP. Stay here. I'll be back as soon as I can.